bank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledged knowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena on. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasting like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one Chief Rocker Knicks Universe main man, Uncle Freezie. Welcome to the Knicks at Night podcast. Y'all want this party started right? Y'all want this party started quickly, right? All right. Yo, Atmosphere Audio is in the building. Okay, I see you out here, boss. I see you out here. Otherwise, is in the house. DSJ is in the house. The son of the legend, Kerry Cox, is in the house. JJ is in the house. JJ, listen, I'm sad, bro. I'm sad, man. I'm sad. Atmosphere Audio, was good to see you, man. I hope you've been prosperous. I hope everything has been going well for you. Atmosphere Audio in the building. Yo, I know it's going to be a good show now, man. What's good, party people? I'm sorry about the uneven schedule. I'm sorry about the uneven schedule. I think I explained it already, but got some personal stuff going on. Some stuff y'all probably don't care nothing about. I got some state certifications and stuff I gotta work my way through and all of that stuff. So the Knicks Morning Drive has been kind of up and down, and everything is everything. Still love y'all. Still be wanting to rock. Still want to rock, man. Still want to do the Knicks at Night podcast. Still want to do the Knicks Morning Drive and all of that. Just working through some things. Excuse me. Oh, still working through some things, man. That's all. Quiet Money is in the house. My man, Quiet Money is in the building. Okay, Quiet Money is in the building. My man's. Salute. King Embert is in the house. Yo, so I'm working on a article for the Blorange Tears newsletter, and I probably shouldn't give it away, but y'all know I really can't hold nothing. So I'm working on the Blorange Tears newsletter, man, and so I got a title of it. It's called Championship or Bust. Let me see. I'm going to find the Blorange Tears newsletter. Now, that article is not finished, right? But I'm going to put a link to the Blorange Tears newsletter in the chat. And I'm going to ask you guys to subscribe to it. Right. Let me see if I'm going to see if I can find a link to it. You know what? How about I do it by article? I'm going to put Hoodie Cab's article up here. So I'm going to put Hoodie Cab's article out here, and I'm just going to ask you to subscribe to the newsletter. We don't charge nothing for the newsletter, man. It's free. You know what I'm saying? Keith Turner's in the house. Mr. 12 Floors in the house. Okay, all right. So we don't charge nothing for the newsletter, man. It's just a place where we can just put our thoughts out there. You know what I mean? Like we just put our thoughts out there in a newsletter format, man. You know, eventually it'll get big. You know what I'm saying? But right now, we just wanted to dispense information in a different means. Div is in the building. Okay. I see you, boss. So as usual, we have a bunch of stuff coming up, right? Let me see. Oh boy, something's playing in my ear. Okay. Could y'all hear that just now? Y'all heard music just now? I hope not. Because YouTube is funny. Div says, if the math screw up the Luka years and Luka asks for a trade, what percentage you put the Knicks at getting them? Yeah, we're not really good at that though. We're not good at that. Like capitalizing on something major. No, we're not good at that, bro. I would probably put it like 27, 28%. 27, 28%, man. Yeah, I know. I would love to get Luca, but I just don't see. I don't see in a world. I don't see a world where the Knicks are um competent enough. You feel me? I don't see in a world where the Knicks are competent enough for to pull off such a move. We just don't get stuff like that right. I wish I could say over the years that we've been competent enough to do it, but we just hadn't been, man. All right, I see you, boss. Let me do this, man. I'm spaced out tonight. Like I got a few things I want to talk about. I'm doing a newsletter, and so I don't want to spoil it and then have to come up with the newsletter, even though I'll probably spoil it anyway because y'all know I can't really keep nothing. I be trying to hide stuff from y'all, and then I just spout it out.
What's up, family?
Man, there is no way you telling me that SGA is better than Jalen Brown, bro.
He is.
There is no way. What are we even talking about, bro?
There is nothing that Jalen Brown does on a basketball court that is better than SGA outside of like jumping higher.
You're right, except breathing air tying his shoes, playing basketball, writing, typing.
Oh, God.
Basically, I'm saying that Jalen Brown does everything better than
Can he
SGA,
dribble with his left hand?
who's stat pads for a bad team in a small market.
Freezy, it's hard to stat pad when you shoot above 50% as a guard. That's as the prohibitive number one.
Right.
Like teams design their defenses to stop him,
Right.
and he still gets 30
Except all of us, except
on
we
high
have league
efficiency.
pass, bro. Everybody can watch SGA.
Right?
Right. It's not like in the 90s where you had to get information from one source. We can all watch SGA. We all know he stat pads, bro.
So you can watch SGA and see how he plays and say Jalen Brown plays basketball better than him, or at a higher level than him.
Right. Okay. So how would you describe OKC's offense?
There is some motion, but it's a lot of heavy isolation.
Okay.
When it comes to him in particular.
I
But
would
he's
describe
really
it as
the only
opposite.
consistent isolation threat on that team. So.
Yeah, because nobody else can shoot except Isaiah
Wouldn't that
Joe.
make it easier to stop him?
No. This is what I'm saying.
If nobody else can shoot, and all you can do is shade help towards his direction.
No, this is what I'm saying.
Okay.
They designed everything in their offense to get him looks. He's the benefactor of everybody not doing nothing except working to get him a shot.
Except he is the second most efficient isolation basketball player in the entire NBA behind Luka.
Right. Name another player on that squad that can shoot. Anybody.
That can shoot Isaiah
Except for
Joe.
Isaiah Joe. I said except for
Isaiah Joe.
Yeah.
In their starting lineup, nobody can really shoot at a high clip.
Bro,
not even him.
There are some lineups, bro, where they have Jalen Williams, Lou Dort, and Joshua Giddey on the floor at the same time.
So wouldn't that make it easier to stop him then?
Not when all four guys are working to get that one guy a shot.
I'll say Jalen Williams can shoot the three ball a bit, but there's only like outside of Isaiah Joe, there's only like one guy on the team shooting like above, I'd say 36% from three. If I had to go off the top of my head, maybe like Kendrick Williams or something like that. He shoots pretty well from three,
bro,
from what I've seen. But that he's a bench player, so
yeah, he trash.
But you can't use the fact that they can't score as an indictment on him, because if they could score, then he'd average more assists. But the fact that they can't score and he's still like when we talk about stat pad, it's not like when Jerry Stackhouse averaged 30 points per game on 38% from the field, because I saw that happen.
Okay,
and that's legitimate stat padding. That is putting up shots in a high volume, regardless of how efficient you are. He's not getting easy buckets. He's legitimately scoring from the mid range, which is the hardest shot objectively in the NBA.
Yeah, SGA is stat padding, bro. I legit can't even understand how this is even the topic of a conversation when Boston plays high leverage games all the time. This dude plays 0 high leverage games, and we're comparing.
Freezie, if OKC offered SGA for Jalen Brown straight up, you know Boston is doing it, right? Without blinking.
Boston ain't doing that.
Boston doing it without blinking, not even thinking.
Boston ain't doing that. The only way they might even consider it is because of financial reasons.
No, he's just a better player than him.
No, he is not a better player. That dude is not better than Jalen Brown, bro.
Yes, he is. Freezie, we not doing this,
bro.
Isn't playing with better players makes you more efficient. And we all know for a fact Boston has better players up and down their roster than OKC does.
Right.
And utilizing said players makes you more effective. If SGA played with Jason Tatum, SGA would shoot 55-56% from the field. And I'm
no,
being
he would not shoot 55.
Yes, he would.
He'll shoot. That dude would be shooting 44% and probably 34% from three. You don't go to a championship contender and get better like that, facing better opponents every night.
What
Nah.
do you think they play lesser? They play the same opponents everyone else faces,
Yes.
except Jalen Brown is seeing the number 2 best defender on teams, and because Jason Tatum is taking the best defender every single night, while Shy is facing teams' number 1 perimeter defender every single night, and that is a fact. They are not putting their number 1 defender on Lou Dort. They're not putting them on Giddy. They for sure are not putting them on whoever they run at the 4-5 because they run small ball lineups. So
Right.
So to be absolutely real with you, Freezie, no. The
I-
guy that guards Jalen Brown on a nightly basis is not the guy that guards us.
I'm telling you, if you put Brown next to Brunson, we are winning the next 5 championships.
But that's not I don't know. Because
You put
no,
SGA
no,
next to Brunson and he getting in the way.
no, he's not.
What?
No, he's not.
Oh my
We really not about to act like. I just watched Jalen Brown go through a whole series getting outplayed by Caleb Martin. I'm sorry, no, we're not doing this.
And
He got outplayed by Caleb Martin, and Caleb Martin is averaging 6 points in the finals right now. 6.
Right. And I just watched SGA do absolutely nothing because him and his team suck.
In a play-in, if they swap SGA for
It don't
Jalen
matter.
Brown, they wouldn't even make the
up,
play-in.
play down.
They wouldn't
It
even
don't
be
matter.
in position to make the play-in. They wouldn't even be in the play-in.
Man,
They would have lost 10 more games with Jalen Brown being the number 1 option because he's just not cut out for that.
Come on, bro.
He's
Really?
not. He is not cut out for that. And another thing, he's 2 years younger than Jalen Brown.
Right.
That's he got legit. He's on all NBA team 1, and Jalen Brown is on 2
Okay.
from guards. Like there is no statistic that bases. There is no statistic out there that makes Jalen Brown better.
SGA is so
SGA.
ordinary, bro.
No, he's not. You know he's not. I would take an ordinary first team All NBA player right now. Everyone in Knicks universe would.
SGA is so ordinary.
Nah, I can't do it. Can't do it, Freezie. I can't let you have that conversation.
What are you talking about?
I can't let you get that.
I can't. Really? SGA?
Number 1, he's a better playmaker.
Yeah,
Number
it's
2,
yeah.
he has better handle. Number 3, he's a better overall shooter from the mid range. Number 4, he's a better defender. Number 5, he's more efficient overall.
Yeah.
Like there is nothing on a basketball court that Jalen Brown does that's better than Shai Gilgeous, except for maybe get posted.
I'm putting Jalen Brown next to him. I'm going JBs. The JBs coming through. The JBs coming through for me, bro.
I'm taking SGA over Jalen Brown any day in the week. And the gap is only going to get wider as they get older.
I think
he's still 2 years younger than him.
I think it's
And his game is not based on athleticism. So this is going to age even better.
Yeah, he plays slow-mo game right now. I got you. But I think it's a West Coast bias, and he ain't even on the West Coast.
He in the middle of the country.
He in the middle of the country, yeah. And I think we just get tired of seeing East Coast guys win stuff.
I mean, Jalen Brown ain't win none.
Yeah.
He ain't win. Part of the reason why they didn't win anything.
I'm just saying, man. I just think SGA is the Mark Aguirre of NBA basketball.
That is
SGA is the Dominique Wilkins of NBA basketball.
But Dominique Wilkins was a great player.
Yeah, but he wasn't Jordan.
That's not an indictment. That's like it's not
Right.
an indictment, man.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So who's Jordan in this equation?
Brown. Yes, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
bro.
Man, Freezie, you're a funny guy. You are a funny guy.
Yo, I'm telling you, Dre, you sleeping, bro. You sleeping on this kid Brown, bro.
I'm
He
not
no
sleeping
joke.
on him. I see him. I just saw him. I just saw him not be able to dribble with his left hand against Caleb Martin, Max Struess. Who else? Jimmy Butler wasn't even guarding him, by the way, that entire series.
Okay.
He was on
All right.
Tatum,
All right.
and that man was fumbling the ball,
Jalen Brown took
tripping all over himself.
right.
Matter of fact, that team wouldn't even come on, bro.
So you
I
saying
remember.
so basically you're saying Jason Tatum did not show up in another big moment, is what you're saying.
Jason Tatum dropped 50 in a game 7 a week before that.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum rolled his ankle
You
13 seconds
last
into
year
game
NBA
7,
Finals? Remember
and he
last
was
year
hobbled.
NBA Finals?
Yeah, but that's last year.
Oh, jeez.
We talking about last week, and you talking about last year.
Yeah, right. Because I forgot, because it just seemed to me that last night you said things count because it was less than a calendar year.
But we talking about last week, not
last
last
night.
year.
Would you? That's what you
Jalen
told me
Brown
last
didn't even
night.
have a better playoffs than Tatum last year either. So what are we arguing?
Okay.
He didn't have a better playoffs than him last year.
What?
He didn't. In the entirety body of the playoffs, no.
Ooh.
He didn't.
So what
This is hold on. Freezie, the way you're phrasing this. So you think Jalen Brown is better than Tatum? I hope that's not where we're going with this.
I'm gonna say he's different than Tatum. Right?
Okay.
I'm gonna say he's different than Tatum. I'm gonna say when I'm gonna compare Jason Tatum to George Gervin or Bernard King, right? But I'm gonna compare Jalen Brown to the do-it-all guys that do a lot of different stuff.
Well, he doesn't do it all because he doesn't play make. So he
Mm-hmm.
has as many. Jalen Brown has as many turnovers in his playoff career as assists. That is not a playmaker.
Okay.
That is patently no. He is not a playmaker.
All right. I'm gonna say okay. So you pick out that one thing. What is Tatum better than Jalen Brown at?
Shooting.
Okay.
He's a better shooter than he's a better playmaker than Jalen Brown.
Okay. All right.
They're about on equal footing. Defensively, personally, I think Jason Tatum is a better defender than Jalen Brown.
No, he ain't better. Come on, man.
Yes,
he
don't
do this.
Jalen Brown gambles too much and gets cooked a lot. No, yeah.
Don't do this, bro.
He's better in 3 different facets, and part of that has to do with
Jason Tatum is not a better shooter than Brown.
Yes, he is.
Jason Tatum is a better scorer than Brown.
He's a better shooter and scorer than Jalen Brown.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I watched him play the Knicks 3 times this year, and I was wondering where all that shooting was at.
Freezie.
What if
they don't play 82 games against the Knicks?
I can
play 82
see
games against the
I give up. I'll give it to you. I you know what? I can see. I give up. Right? Because if that is the case, then I'm going to say RJ Barrett is the best defender in the NBA.
No, he's not.
No,
then we can put it this way.
You can't have both.
RJ Barrett played better against the Miami Heat than Jalen Brown did.
No, we can't.
Is RJ Barrett better than Jalen Brown?
We can't have it all because RJ on Jason Tatum and Tatum shoots bad. It's a coincidence, right? But then everybody, Jason Tatum against everybody else, he's a better shooter than Jalen Brown.
Freezie. Teams aren't your
Chat,
resume isn't based off of your one matchup against a particular team.
So now RJ Barrett is the Tatum stopper.
He's not the Tatum stopper.
RJ Barrett's new name is Tatum Tots. RJ Barrett, that's your new name, Tatum Tots. That's your new name, RJ Barrett, because you stop Jason Tatum. But Jason Tatum is a great shooter against everybody else. Does this sound ridiculous to y'all, chat?
That is a ridiculous argument.
Does this sound ridiculous?
Because Freezie, does he play 82 games against the Knicks or does he play 82 games against the few?
No, I feel you. I'm with you. All I would like for you. Okay, chat. Y'all notice that Dre will grill me about basketball, and I like it, right? Dre will grill me about basketball, and I like it. But what he won't do in the beginning is give me leeway to express to y'all that I have a feeling about something. Dre, is this not true?
I try to stop you before you get your momentum going, before you turn everybody in on, because the number one Chief Rocker has a way to influence the influencers.
Yeah. All I'm saying, boss, is this. When I said Trey Murphy III was a great player, Cats was clowning me on this channel. Trey Murphy? Is that Charlie Murphy, brother? Remember all the trolling? All the trolling. I couldn't even get through a topic. Cats was even super chatting. Like, yo, they get to pick Deuce McBride at 19.
Oh my God.
Cats think I don't remember that. I was here for that. I was here for the rumor has it that the Knicks love Deuce McBride. They're gonna pick Deuce McBride at 19. And then when they picked Quentin Grimes at 21, people were like, or 24, wherever he went. They were like, yo, I knew it all the time that they love Grimes. Right? And I was like, nah, go get Trey Murphy. Go get Trey Murphy. And I got clowned on the channel.
You got clowned on the channel.
I got clowned.
Because everybody views the game of basketball like Tom Thibodeau. So
yeah, 6'4" guards. He's like, you need
6'4" and under.
Yeah, we need Chuck Hayes at center. Yeah.
That was one. He has one of the worst free throw forms in NBA history.
Bro, every time I see that form, my rib like wants to dislocate itself. You know what I'm saying? But the point that I'm getting at is when I express these things to everyone, we are just quick to remember remember the Suns and the Bucks in the finals. You remember who picked them?
Did you?
Me?
Oh, did I pick them? Probably. You got the list right there. That flamed out horrifically.
And hey, Adam, you remember who picked the Suns and the Bucks in the finals? And do you remember who said I'm with Dre? I don't know. I'm with Dre on Uncle Freezie. Yeah. Milwaukee is not beatable like that. Milwaukee can beat anybody. Remember that, Adam? You remember who said that?
So much for the best record in the league meaning something.
Yeah, and I was trying to get to this thing where the Knicks were in the Eastern Conference Finals, and people were telling me that the Knicks couldn't beat the Bucks.
Then we didn't even face the Bucks.
And we didn't get to them. We didn't even get a chance to get to them. They lost so fast. They lost before we could even get to them.
Man.
Right?
The pathway was there.
Yeah. And what I'm saying is like I was saying Ben Mathurin. Last year, I was like, yo, if the Knicks can't get Ben Mathurin, you got to trade up for Mathurin, bro. You got to trade up for Mathurin. This dude, Ben Mathurin out of Arizona, that Arizona backcourt is vicious.
I think you were talking about Shaedon Sharpe a little bit too.
Mystery guy, I didn't know much about him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he didn't really play. I
like the idea of him, but I didn't have anything to go by.
He just had the measurables.
Yeah,
I mean he was dominant from high school in AAU, but we didn't know if that would turn out because you know Cam Reddish was dominant in high school in AAU. Then the college game screwed him up, and then
right,
never really recovered mentally.
Yeah. And so my thing is this. I try to put these little things out there like the breadcrumbs because I don't want to force anybody to think like me or go off the reservation or anything like that. But I do feel like sometimes when I do climb in my rocket and take off for space, I do feel like some of it is warranted. Right? Mm-hmm. But like I do feel like there are going to be multiple Hall of Famers. I mean, a bunch of Hall of Famers out of this draft class.
Right.
I do feel like that, right? And it's not just because of I get awestruck by run jump athletes, right? It is like I have a feeling the next 2 drafts are going to be whack. You know what I'm saying? And I see the athletes in that draft class. I'm like, yeah, no, you know, no.
The athletes in this draft are athletic and skilled.
Yes,
They all pose. They can all dribble, pass, shoot, or at least at the bare minimum, 2 of those things.
right.
And they can work on the shooting part or the dribbling part. But they have like high ceilings. Like a lot of the guys have high ceilings. Like,
Right.
Cam Whitmore might not go top 5, and hypothetically speaking,
he would be the number 1 pick next year.
He's physically as gifted as anyone that could be in that draft, outside of Vic for pound. But, you know.
If he was the next year's draft, he'd be the number 1 pick, right?
Well,
because I'm looking at
I'll say this, and I mentioned this to you before. Things can change in about 700 days in terms of development for some and who can pop and show up. Because remember, John Morant was on nobody's radar to that extent. That's why he went back for his second year.
Well,
and it's part of the reason why he went back for a second year, because if he was anywhere,
he did it his first year. Nobody believed it. They wanted to see it one more time.
Yeah, but he blew whatever he did in his first year out the water. Like across the board, shooting, passing, even his explosiveness got better year over year.
Yeah, his shot selection got a lot better.
Yeah.
He stopped trying to dunk on everybody in the gym all the time, and started doing stuff like pull-ups and getting teammates involved. Like he was going to be a top 20 pick the year before, but had that tournament run he went on, and that brief tournament run he went on, opened everybody's eyes, because he was top 10 going into that tournament. But then that tournament, man, it was like, oh, he can do this. He can shoot too. Okay.
Because I'll say this, Freezie, he averaged like 12 points his freshman year.
Right.
Literally the next year, it was 25 points per game.
Right. Right.
Granted, his confidence was not the greatest confidence, but he was doing that effectively, efficiently while playmaking. And
Right.
like he expanded his game. He grew a ton over that year. Like
Right.
going from 12 to double that in a year is a lot.
City for real is in the building.
And
City was good.
And like a lot of guys, like you mentioned Trey Murphy, there's a lot of upperclassmen that refine their games year over year. And like they might not be on radar on scouts' radars in their sophomore year, but they grow exponentially to their junior or senior year, and then they become like the prototypical 3-and-D wing. Because Trey Murphy I believe he was a junior when he got to the league.
Yeah, he was great at Auburn, bro.
Yeah.
Like these things he was doing now, he was doing it in the SEC. Right. But if you want to get in the draft, you can't be splitting time with guys, bro. You got to be featured. You know what I'm saying? Because if you put up those type numbers on low usage, cats will be thinking you're a flash in the pan.
Yeah. Yep.
So when my man transferred solely for that reason, and when you see a dude in college finishing like 84% at the rim or whatever it was, insane number, as a wing player, you're like, yo, no, this is not
I think, but part of that was to do like teams definitely reach for prospects and like players. They have like a feeling or an inkling between their agents if they will go in the draft or not. And sometimes like there's guys like Shaden Sharp that people thought was a reach at 7, but like scouts will give them more leeway or be more inclined to just take them. It's not a defined science or a defined number. It's just hard. It's harder. It's like the math. It's so much math that goes into taking a prospect or declaring for the draft, and optics and all that other stuff. So.
Right. And basically what we're getting at is this. Like if you don't understand the full on conversation, basically what I'm saying is the Knicks need to take all their draft picks and use them in this draft because the next 2 to 3 drafts are dicey.
Yeah, crapshoot.
You'd have no idea what's in
Because
this draft.
Freezie. Because to that point, 2 years ago we knew Scoop was gonna be here.
You knew
2
Scoop
years
was
ago
going to be
we
here.
knew Vic was gonna be.
You even heard about the Thompson twins. The Thompson twins
You knew
was
they were
killing
be
high
here.
school, bro.
They were coming.
Yeah. Now there were others like Bryce Sensabaugh. I didn't know. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, but some guys shoot up, right?
Yeah. There were other guys when you look at it, like Brandon Miller. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, Brandon Miller was touted, but they didn't see him being this dynamic of an isolation type scorer.
Right.
Like he took a great jump.
Right.
In that part of his development.
Right. Yeah.
And frankly, you have to take a great jump in terms of skill level if you're not the most explosive athlete.
But I got you. But the most explosive player in this draft, who wound up not being that guy, was Amani Bates. Amani Bates headlined this draft like 3 years ago.
When I talk about explosive, I mean like athletically explosive, not scoring wise.
No, I'm not talking about that though. I'm talking about like 3 years ago. Yeah. Like say it's 2020 and you looking at the 2023 class. You're like, yo, Amani Bates is gonna be. It was Amani Bates.
Part of that was he just stopped growing. He stopped growing and he never put any weight on his frame.
Yeah.
Because at 15, we saw him at 6'7". People thought, okay, he's gonna keep growing. He's gonna be KD.
Yep.
He's gonna be 6'10", scorer, all-world scorer. Doesn't matter that he's skinny because he's 6'10".
Yeah.
But when you're 6'7" and 6'10", 6'7" and skinny, it's a different story at this.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I feel you on that. And so for this reason, like I know next year I say it's trash. I know there'll be some players in it, right? But what I'm saying is if you're loaded with draft picks, why take the gamble in a draft that may have you holding the bag at 11 and a 6-player draft?
I'll say this, Freezie. Do you think the Knicks front office would be willing to take a momentary step back in terms of our development to reach and grab for that level of player?
Nope.
Because that momentary step back could make us have the springboard to being a title contender year in and year out. Second year, third year, fourth year.
Right.
But you got it. Those are the risks you got to take, right?
I'm saying if you got so the Knicks in theory, the Knicks have 9 first-round picks over the next 5 years, right? Say 9.
Yeah.
What I'm willing to do is I'm willing to take all of them and move up in the draft twice to get picks, right? Because think about it, it's 11 picks over 7 years. In 7 years, Jalen Brunson will be 34.
We ain't even think about all that, man.
Right. What are we doing? Right.
He might not even be starting caliber at that point.
Yeah. What are we doing, man? You're talking about 11 first-round picks, not including the second-round picks, because we got a bunch of second-round picks too. But
you're talking about a ton of them this past year, though, Freezie.
Yeah,
but we still might have
last year. Yeah,
we still might have a ton because Brock Aller makes sure he squeezes out every last little bit.
Yeah. but the point that I'm getting at ultimately is why wait on those draft picks when you know all you're gonna do is keep trading back like you're the pick. See what it is. The Knicks are in that Patriot situation. Any Buffalo Bills fans in the house, any real football fans in the house, like that have watched the Patriots, like the Patriots have taken 2 first-round picks like 10 years ago and traded back 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 to a point where now their roster is barren and the first-round picks they do take wind up being Damian Harris type players.
Solid, but not different.
Yeah, ham sandwiches. When you could have consolidated those picks, They could have consolidated those picks, moved up, and got Joe Burrow.
Oh my God! Thank God they didn't.
But they didn't because it's the Patriot way, right? They could have taken all those picks that they had over all those years from trading back and just moved up and got Joe Burrow. They didn't.
They
Right.
they
Now,
think they could just get a quarterback in the middle of the first round.
yeah. Now they out
Instead
here
of the
with,
guy that broke all the records in NCAA history.
right. Right. Now they out here with Mike Jones. Who? Mike
Exactly.
Jones. Anybody in here know Mike Jones? No.
281-330-8004.
Who? Mike
Mike Jones.
Jones. You know what I'm saying? Now they got a quarterback out here that's doing collabos with Paul Wall.
Oh,
You know what
God.
I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And if you're the Knicks, do you want to be that team? If you're
Do
the
you
Knicks,
just want to be like a consistent second round team, but no
yeah,
means of that elevated amount of talent that will put you over the top and help you in the finals or conference
Right.
finals?
right. If you're the Knicks, do you really want to be that franchise that keeps trading back and keeps trading back and keeps trading back, and then you get to a point that nobody else will trade with you, and then now you're the Boston Celtics taking Romeo Langford and Peyton Pritchett and guys that are not even worth taking because people will stop trading with you. You remember Boston had all those first round picks, so many they didn't know what to do with them.
Yeah, and then they just wasted them.
They just wasted them.
There's a guy on Pacers that was a Boston Celtics first round pick. He starts for them now, but it was just a waste of first round pick.
Yeah.
There's a guy like I wish I could pick his brain, but Jerry West was at like the draft combine. I wanted to know who he thought had star power, star potential, because he usually has the best radar for that particular thing.
He said
Anybody
Quentin
who
Grimes was a star.
interesting, but you're not gonna get to that. You're not gonna get to that point if you don't use him, Freezie.
Yeah.
He liked.
I think he liked Landry Shamet, SGA, and also Quentin Grimes. Those are the last three guys that I felt like he saw stardom in.
Well, he definitely got SGA right.
SGA is all right.
All right, come on.
I think Landry Shamet can do what that dude do if he.
now you joking.
I think Grimes can kind of. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking about that.
Oh man, but yeah, like I'd love to pick his brain in terms of who he, because if I had to guess, it would probably be one of those Thompson twins. You'd probably pick
right
as being that. But if it's anything that Jerry West knows, he knows what a great two guard looks like.
Right.
In the league, a great just guard.
Right.
A guard scorer. If he know he can pick that out like the back of his head.
Right. Right. Yeah. And so yeah. Now I'm not gonna dispute that, man. But right now, I personally feel like the best talent evaluator in the NBA, like front office, like who does it better than everyone else, just off talent alone, not off of outside factors
the exterior things that might development injuries
that may stunt growth or accelerate growth or any of that stuff, is whoever is picking in Orlando. I think whoever is picking in Orlando right now, I think is the best in the business at selecting talent in the draft. Like
John Hammond.
Whoever selected Jonathan Isaac, they need a gold star. Now, all the variables that go with Jonathan Isaac, you're like,
Hey, Freezie,
yeah,
John Hammond. It's John Hammond that's the GM over there right now,
yeah,
and he
okay,
was with the Bucks from '08 to 2017. So,
okay, okay. That guy,
and they gave
he
him an extension last year, so they
that guy
liked
can
how he
pick
was
him
doing.
because last season, around this time last year, the consensus number one pick in the draft was Jabari Smith. Right, going into the draft, I was like,
Oh
hey, who
yeah,
do you take?
yeah.
Who do you take? You know, Chet or Jabari, Chet or Jabari, Chet or Jabari. And it only flipped when word out of Orlando said we're taking Paolo. And then everybody was like, oh, yeah, no, Paolo's number one on my board. No,
Nah, it wasn't like
no,
the even the Vegas odds and like they had Jabari going number one from preseason all the way throughout the entire
right,
college season.
right, right,
But
right,
but I think John Hammond saw something in the workouts where it was like, okay, this guy's special. He's just different.
right. And you couple that with what Franz Wagner looks like. Because Franz
6'10",
Wagner,
two guard.
yeah, when you look at Franz Wagner, you like, he looked like he got bust written all over him. Why are you taking him this high again? And then you see him on the floor. He can handle the ball. He can defend 1 through 4, maybe some 5s. He still need to get a little stronger. But his defensive angles are elite. He reminds me, and not to get whatever, but he reminds me of a little bit more mobile Andre Karolinko. And nothing because,
like a perimeter version of Karolinko.
yeah, like the young Karolinko.
Because young Karolinko he used to get those 5x5s. You know those stats like 5 points, 5 steals, 5
Yep,
assists, 5 rebounds,
yep,
5 blocks.
yeah, yep, yep, yep. And so whoever that guy is, I promise you, if you won't really see the draft unfold, or you won't see the draft unfold until Orlando picks at 6.
You know
In
who he
in
actually
my mind.
reminds me, Freezy? Franz reminds me of like a more athletic Turkoglu. A more
Really?
athletic Hedo Turkoglu.
Oh, definitely more athletic. Not that Turkoglu wasn't athletic,
But like his skill
but
set, like
yeah,
on
he's
offense, is very
way.
similar.
Yeah, I like Turkoglu's 3-pointer better, but everything else though, I think it's
Turkoglu was a
comparable.
bit of a point forward.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I'm not necessarily speaking to you, but the chat or wherever. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but yeah, what were you gonna say about where things are gonna shape up at the 6?
I think that's
Well,
where the draft starts at 6, where
oh,
the real tough decisions.
because the Magic are gonna they're
They're
gonna
gonna set. They're gonna
bolster
set the table.
they're
They
gonna
are gonna.
bolster
They're
whatever if they trade or whatever, but they're gonna make sure they get someone that fits their identity of what the modern NBA is going to be.
they have a culture down there. Now their arena is probably ranked
Now,
31st out of 30 NBA teams. Yo, their arena is
when Paolo
trash.
starts winning for them and they start making playoff runs, you're gonna see a random announcement. Orlando Magic are looking to create a new arena
Yeah, yeah.
on the other side of Orlando, or
Please,
downtown Orlando.
please be on the other side, because where they are right now, under those where it's like right off the overpass. Like you legit have to pass it. You pass it. You
You
get
see it
off.
as
You
you're
go
driving by.
around. You go over the top of the overpass. Come back down onto a street where they have all their bars and magic related businesses and stuff. It's so small, bro. It's like, but anyways, the point that I'm getting at is this: this year's draft is unlike other drafts, right? Other drafts, usually the draft is about 4 deep with all-star caliber players, and then 10 deep with starters, and then
Yeah.
role players after that, and then roster guys. This year, you're talking about first of all, Vic is number 1. Nobody's in his class. and then 2 and 3 are in a class by themselves, right? And then 4 through about
8, 9
8, 9. I was gonna say 10, somewhere in that range. It's
is
like
just high level, 3
high
level
level starter
scoring
potential.
type. Yeah.
And then 11 through 40, in my mind, 11 through about 45 is right guy, right situation. If you
And it's
bring the
gonna be
right
a
guy
bunch of
in,
guys that last in the league 8 to 10 years.
yeah,
Just guys that you see around the league and you
right,
recognize it, like, oh, this guy's been here for 7 years. You didn't even know he's on 2 contracts after his rookie year. Not
right,
making a ton of money, but he has a role in the league and a place in the league. He's good at what he does.
right, right. Agreed. Agreed. I'm with you. I'm with you on it. And so for that reason, Mr. Dre, I'm saying that the Knicks need to strike. The Knicks need to spend money during a buyer's season.
Scare money don't make no money.
Yeah, you don't want to spend money during a seller's season because the seller can drive prices through the roof.
That's
Right.
how Gobert got,
Right. That's how. Yep. Yep.
because it
Minnesota
wasn't
was
nobody
bidding
on the
against
market.
themselves.
There was
Yeah.
nobody on the market, to be absolutely honest.
Yeah. And so while the Knicks have these assets, man, I think the smart approach is to do it. Anytime you're in this situation where you have all these assets, the smart thing would be to do like what you say, hold on to it, see what happens, and
Strike.
things will change over time. You don't know what the draft is going to be like in 365 days,
But
or I'm sorry,
your
380 days.
your line of thinking is sometimes you just got to be assertive.
Right. And this scenario for this team, you can't waste years out of your best player's prime. Right. Other
Because
teams,
he's right in his prime. Like,
he's
you
going
could
into
say,
his prime.
we got Melo when he was 26, 27.
Yeah. Yeah.
That 26, 27 turns into 33 real fast.
Right. Right.
And if you ain't doing the right, if you like, this is honestly, this is the time to, if you're going to target young players, is to get it now. So when they figure it out, when Brunson is 28, in the heart of his prime, they can be someone that can provide support and flank Brunson,
Right.
and they won't be a liability still learning their way in the league
Look, like,
instead of doing that later on.
give you an example. Say the Knicks get 3 draft picks. Say the Knicks get 3 draft picks when Brunson turns
29.
29. So 3 years, right? 29. I'm trying to figure out the math in my head because I have an example. Okay. Okay. All right. So you say 29, right? I'll go
Yeah.
29 with you. I have an example, but now I have to recalibrate because I had an example I want to use.
Now you
All
can
right.
go for whatever you were comfortable with.
No, we good. We good. We good. Oh, this is perfect. Oh, this is perfect. Because what I was gonna do is pick out the draft picks 14, 15, and 16 and a draft and where Carmelo Anthony was 29, right?
Right.
All right. All right. So here are draft picks 14, 15, 16 in Carmelo Anthony's age 29 season. Shabazz Muhammad, Giannis
Yeah.
Antetokounmpo,
Oh
Lucas
God.
Nogueira. Now imagine you added those 3 players to Carmelo Anthony's reign in New York.
Unfortunately, we couldn't do that because we were out here trading for Andreas Bargnani.
Right. So say if that was the case, right? Now, the original example for 14, 15, 16, the draft picks would have been, okay, Marcus Morris, Kawhi Leonard, Nikola Vucevic. could Melo have used those 3 guys during his prime years?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So instead of, that's why I'm saying right now with Brunson, instead of forecasting out, right?
You're forecasting 2-3 years out.
Right. Instead of doing that, I'm saying get these guys. I'm saying get these guys now.
Get them in your program right now.
And then in 2 or 3 years, they won't be young. You feel me? Because in the previous example, where it's Giannis and whoever, right away they wouldn't have been anything with Melo, right?
Mm.
But 2 or 3 years in the Knicks program, they'd have been monsters.
Grizzled.
Right. And so now, and that's why in this example, where is 14, 15, 16, even if you do 15, 16, 17, 15, 16, 17 is Kawhi.
They attempted to do that with
Vucevic
KP,
and Shumpert.
and I was already too late into Melo's career.
Right. It was too late because Melo had already had all the injuries and all that. But listen to 15, 16, 17, 18, right? 19, right? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Kawhi, Vucevic, Shumpert, Chris Singleton, Tobias Harris. Could Melo have done something with those players in about 2 or 3 years on the roster? Yes.
Yeah.
And so what and the opposing argument is wait 2 years and get them, and then let them develop in 2 more years. And now you're talking about 4 years out. Now we're looking at not 8th graders, but 10th graders.
You better off. Like if you're gonna take that Wayne approach, you better nail getting the superstar with the capital,
right?
Because drafting a player, you're just gonna, unless they turn out to be Jason Tatum or something like that, Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown back to back, because that's essentially what the Celtics did when they had Kyrie. Kyrie played himself out,
and Tatum and Brown wound up beating out guys.
Yeah.
They wound up beating. They were ahead of schedule, bro. Them dudes started beating out guys.
Marcus Morris and all these other guys on the team.
And if you're the Knicks, and I'm just gonna do based on the example I just used, I'm gonna pull up Tankathon, and I know they're not accurate, bro. But I know they're not accurate, right? All right. So 14, 15, 16. The project. I don't even like these names, but I'm just going to go with it. You're talking about Nick Smith Jr., Kobe Buffkin, the left-handed point guard from Michigan, and Jalen Hood Schifino. All 3 of them are point guards. All three of them are point guards. But after them, you have Jet Howards, Gigi Jacksons, Ryan Rupairs, a whole bunch of dudes. Now,
that's where I want to be, right there.
Yeah, and that sweet spot, right?
Yeah.
You talking about between 20 and 24?
Yeah. Well, the names, because some of those names will go up higher than that.
Okay.
In my opinion, some of those names are going to end up in the 13 to 15 range, 13, 15,
right,
17, and somewhere in there.
Right. No doubt. So Dre, what I'm saying ultimately is you get these guys now, you give them 2 years at the end of your bench. You're only paying them what, $3.5 million?
And ain't nothing.
That's nothing, because you're gonna be paying Josh Hart 20.5.
That's paying. That's less than taxpayers' exception or the semi-annual exemption. Like that's less than what you paying veteran players, established players,
right?
Instead, and then you're probably going to get that production in that 3rd and 4th year on the cheap, which is the sweet spot, because you're getting. Unfortunately, it sounds bad, but you're getting cheap labor.
Yeah, I mean,
for higher production.
That's what it is. I mean, I tried to find a fancy word to describe it, bro, but either way, it's the best way. In order to do it justice and not slander it, I'm calling it cheap labor, bro.
Yeah,
because it ultimately is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the point to it is you get these guys early, right, and you get everybody what they want in a player. What do you want in what do you want in a player? Not what the Knicks team need is, but what do you want in a player? Like what is the best what's the archetype that you prefer for an NBA player?
Well, it depends. Superstar or role player?
No, either. No, I'm asking you what archetype you like, because they can
Oh,
either
okay.
be either one.
6'8" wing.
6'8" wing that does what?
Can put the ball on the floor a little bit. Can play make a little
Playmaker,
bit. Yeah,
shooter.
yeah.
What about
Big,
defense?
big. I mean, you can teach. Well, when you're a big 6'8" wing, if you're relatively athletic, you can learn how to play defense in the earlier stages of your career. Now, if
Playmaking.
you
So a
wait,
6'8" playmaking athlete.
yeah, but if you wait too long to figure out the defense part, it can kind of bemoan your career. But I think like a 6'8" playmaker, it's probably like for instance, Cade Cunningham is going to be very good in the future.
Right.
He's not even a super athlete, but he's just a 6'7" point guard essentially.
Right.
And I feel like that lends itself to a long, sustainable career based on how high his IQ goes.
Right.
And I would love someone like that on this roster.
Okay. So my thing is, got it. We'll get it for you. The closest person is Gigi Jackson.
Right.
In that range that you're talking about, that range of names that you mentioned, the 6'8" wing that can play, make, dribble, pass, and shoot, and you can teach him how to play defense. And his draft age on draft night, 18 and a half.
Jeez. It's Clay right there.
Yeah.
A mold of Clay.
Yeah.
I'm going to answer someone in the chat real quick. I would love Jeremy Grant and what he does on the court, but he's going to make way too much money for us to actually feasibly get him.
Yeah.
I would love him on his roster. For
that
sure.
man going to get like 37 and a half. Watch.
Oh, he going to get that Tobias Harris deal, Freezie.
Yep. Because the market
Dictates.
just because, yeah.
His skill set and the market, like what he does. Like,
right.
Like to be absolutely honest, when you're a 6'9" athlete that shoots the three ball on high volume for 40% from three while playing really good defense,
right,
you are a plus like premium role player. Like you see how much money that Michael Porter Jr. makes?
That's ridiculous.
That's the money he's gonna get. And he probably could do the Michael Porter Jr. role better, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But that's the money he's going to get. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were banking on upside, and it's Denver. So, like, they were never going to be able to fill that slot of money. So, they had to bank upside.
They had to give it to somebody. Yeah.
So, they had to bank upside, and it's kind of paying off for them. So,
Right. No doubt.
That man turned down $120 million from Portland, according to JJ. So he's looking for like 4 years, 160 or something like that.
Yeah.
154 years.
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt.
But back to your point, you were talking about like Gigi Jackson and
No. You had a point about the archetype that you liked.
Oh, right.
And Jeremy Grant seemed to fit that archetype. I think that's why JJ mentioned it.
Well, he's not a playmaker. Like his archetype would fit this particular team like a glove because we have like guys that want the ball for high usage and things of that nature. They're not really true playmakers though. Outside of maybe Brunson, but like it's a little bit different. He fits what we actually need like a glove though, like a wing defender and a high volume 3-point shooter.
Right. No doubt. I would say, bro, to the point that I was making earlier, go get them guys. Backfill the back of your roster and not worry about them.
And let them cook.
And let them cook and develop. Yeah, with no pressure. Right? Because if you're this, think about it this way. If you're this organization, you're not guaranteed to see this rebuild through anyway. You know what I'm saying? You hadn't gotten your extension yet. you're not guaranteed to get anything.
Right. They don't
What
do
and
anything. They might be leaving a lot of assets in someone else's hands.
yep. And then that somebody else to get credit for their work. You know what I'm saying? So if it's me, I'm going to use the assets that I built. And to their credit, this is one of the things that people don't give the front office credit for. If they got all those draft picks, well, who's to say that they can't do it again? Who's to say that they can't be creative and gather more assets after they do this?
If it doesn't work out and they want to tear it down, then they can recoup in a myriad of other ways. So
yeah,
yeah,
because I know somebody that could be traded right now. I know a player on this team that the Knicks fans will be excited about trading away and getting draft picks right now if it don't work. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of think I know who you're talking about. But
yeah, I'm trying to allude to it. I don't want to say his name, right? But my thing is, do it now. Add him to the back end of the roster, and what it also does is it also puts the heat on these young players who have seemed to have stalled in their development. Hey, these new guys coming in the door, y'all gonna have to earn y'all minutes in camp.
You know, tighten up.
Yeah.
Also, like, new guys are in the door. You want an extension, whether here or a contract for somewhere else? Better put in the work, put in that production, bump up your production.
Yes.
Because ultimately, you can get paid off of perceived potential, but when you don't fit these archetypes, or you're not the sexy 6'8" wing,
right?
You got to be able to produce.
Right. My only thing to that is when I bring those young guys in here, I'm letting them know off rip, y'all are fighting for y'all minutes. Right? And I'm gonna shuttle some of y'all up and down to the G League. You know what I'm saying?
Which is only natural. That's normal.
Yeah.
Because if you're not getting consistent minutes, you need to get somewhere to get some development in.
Right.
So I think that's fairly normal. My one caveat is I do not want Tom Thibodeau to put his hands on any of them
at all.
None.
Under no circumstance, right?
Because that man will pigeonhole you into being a role player so fast.
Yep.
Your head will spin.
Yeah. Hey, the best example, Tony Snell. Chris Dunn. Ruined Chris Dunn, bro. And he got Chris Dunn out of here so fast. I think they drafted Chris Dunn and then they traded him the next year, right?
Yeah.
You're like, bro, what are you, Tibbs? What are you doing? Ruined him. Got Chris Dunn and turned him into Elfrid Payton, and then mad that he Elfrid Payton. You know what I'm saying?
And then when you get Elfrid Payton, you play him 40 minutes.
Yes.
Because I like he's a big point guard. He can guard multiple guys.
He can get 2 feet in the paint. We like to. Yeah, he's like, Tibbs, come on, bro. Yeah, Tibbs is like Santa Claus's lead assistant. He'll never be Santa. He'll never be Santa. But whenever he in charge, he gonna work them L's too.
Oh my God!
He gonna work them L's like every day is Christmas Eve.
He gonna have them L's doing suicide drills.
Yes. Tibbs is Santa's #1 assistant, bro. Working dudes every day like it's Christmas Eve, bro. You like, come on, Tibbs, relax. I mean, come on, bro.
Tibbs will make sure your player will get to a really high floor, right?
Yep.
With the ceiling, like turning a guy into an all-NBA type player. He's like put it this way. You see how Jamal Murray is right now? He would never, ever get to that point with Tom Thibodeau was his coach.
No. And you know what? You made that point. You made that point last week, right? So what I did was I went back and watched Chicago Bulls games, like the Bulls versus Celtics and the Bulls versus Heat, and you watch Derrick Rose's game winners, and you like Tibbs didn't draw up nothing.
It's like 5 people trying to block Derrick Rose from scoring.
Bro, hey, y'all remember the game winner? Yo, if you think I'm lying, yo, go watch the Derrick Rose game winner off the glass against Miami. Watch the play. Then Derrick Rose catches the ball on the run, runs away from the defense and throws up a Hail Mary. Ain't no screening, ain't no back actions, ain't no trickery, nothing. Derrick, just go get us this bucket.
Derrick. Just play harder.
Yeah. There was no strategy at all. My man was just like, yo, just go. You like, what in the world is when you watch it, the inbound pass? I think Taj had the inbound, right? Taj had the most basic inbound. Taj on the play, when you look at Taj's face, as soon as he got the ball, you knew who he was looking for.
Derrick.
Right, Taj came on
There's
the
no
floor.
dummy actions, no nothing. It's just like, yo, just take the ball.
No.
And just run as fast as you can and throw it up at the rim.
Yes.
I mean, you remember the RJ Barrett 3-pointer off the glass?
Yeah.
What was that, Freezie?
That was okay. So that was drawn up for Alec Burks. And Alec Burks' man held him and Burks stumbled.
Right.
And so they give it into the second option, who was RJ, who had no other options except shoot. Right? You remember he caught it, and then he tried to dribble away from the defense and threw up a 3-pointer falling down.
Hail Mary.
Yes. When you look at the play, nobody had their head underneath the rim. Right? The third outlet guy was screening for Burks, right? That play was a disaster, bro.
I'm just saying, like, when I see other teams out of timeout plays, it makes my head scratch the things that we're running.
Yes. We could have ran picket fence right there, and we didn't even run picket fence, right? At least with picket fence, you would have had 3 options, right? You'd have had a man under the rim, right? You'd have had the backside 3-pointer guy that it would have been probably a bad play to try to pass it to him and him get a shot off, right? You know what I'm saying? He'd have had to catch and shoot immediately, but you'd have had a dude at the top of the key, right? You'd have had a dude right in front of you, right? And you'd have had a dude at the free throw line, and plus the inbounder comes in and streaks, takes his man away from the ball. Right? But no, none of that.
You're asking for too much.
Yeah.
Asking for far too much from this guy. It is what it is.
I think we yeah. That's I think I agree with you. I think I agree with you on the on the Tibbs not touching the young guys thing. In a perfect world, I would make a trade with Brooklyn and get those 2 first-round picks back to back. Like, give them something for it. Maybe Obi and something. And then do that and either get 1 second-round pick or sign 2 guys as undrafted free agents.
Yeah, I think regardless, we're gonna sign like maybe 3-4 undrafted guys for the summer league team.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah.
See which one of them sticks.
Yeah.
Then see, because they're not going to get a guaranteed contract. They're going to get something out, make them get to training camp or something like that, depending on how high we are on them.
Right.
See if they stick in, and then at that point we'll probably give them a 2-way or something.
Yeah.
And then see if they stick in and out in the season. If they actually get an opportunity,
right,
they show up and give them a contract.
Yeah.
But we're definitely gonna sign like multiple undrafted guys. That's like we were working out. We were like there was a CAA workout. There was a lot of guys that were deemed like late second rounders or guys that might go undrafted at the CAA workouts.
Right.
So
You got that
most
on
likely-
tape? Is there video of that?
I believe so.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay. I'm gonna check that out after we wrap up. After we wrap up, man, I'll look at look at
CAA Pro Day.
Okay. Okay. All right.
We'll see.
So again, so with that said, what's the move for the summer?
I think to try our best. I don't know if we're gonna get high up in the first round, but at bare minimum, I think we're gonna try to get into like the back end of the first round and maybe buy a second rounder and then sign a host of second round picks because I feel like this front office is very risk averse. I don't know. I think they're really trying to pull the trigger for a established star instead of pulling the trigger for a high end talent in the lottery. That's what I think. What I want it might be a little bit different from that, but that's what I think is what they're gonna do.
Okay.
I think we're gonna acquire maybe 3 to 4 guys, whether undrafted or in the draft.
Right. So what I think they're gonna do, is trade for Donovan Mitchell. Right. Trade for Spider. Right. And then whoever is left. But like for instance, if the Knicks make 0 moves on draft night, then I think it's a done deal that they trade for Spider.
Because that'll mean they're holding on to the assets for that
for
type of
Donovan
move.
Mitchell. Yeah. But I think we'll know before draft night whether the Knicks are going to trade for a guy. I think it's going to be him. Excuse me, but ultimately, I think they're going to trade for someone, and that someone is going to be in that medium max salary range, that 30 to 40 range.
The 30, okay. Yeah, not the 60 range.
not that 50, 60 range. Yeah. Like I don't think I know Celtics fans are upset with Jalen Brown, right?
Nah, I'm paying him his money.
Yeah, you got to give.
Despite anything I said, I'm paying him his money because he's still 26.
Yeah, and then plus 2, you can't go by play. You can't judge a player's value by playoff failure, because if so, Larry Bird would have been traded. Magic Johnson would have been traded. Yeah.
Tragic Johnson.
Yep. Shaq would have been traded. Man, you can't go by playoff failure when
if you went by like playoff failures, MJ and Pippen failed.
Yeah.
MJ didn't win a title till what? He was 28.
Yeah.
And Tatum and Brown are 26 and 25 respectively.
Right. So, yeah, Vince Carter would have been traded. You remember how mad Toronto was with Vince Carter because he went to his graduation on the same day as a playoff game. You remember that? They were like, "Man, you graduated.
You don't care about us."
Yeah. That was so bitter. That was so like
corny.
Yeah. That man wanted to go be with his graduating class, and we out here tripping about nonsense. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man.
Julian Phillips was at CAA Pro Day.
Julian Phillips. That name sounds familiar. Tennessee, right?
Yeah. We were just talking about him the other day.
Julian Phillips on
Obi Toppin's brothers at CAA Pro Day.
Oh, he trash. Julian Phillips on Tankathon is mocked at 42.
Dylan Mitchell was at CAA Pro Day.
Oh, I like Dylan Mitchell. He's a late second round pick, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, he's not even on here.
Now, he might be. That's one of the guys that might be undrafted.
He shouldn't be. I like Dylan Phillips.
I don't know if there's actual footage because There's the CAA Instagram page, and they have particular guys like photos and some clips, but they don't have like the actual full workouts and drills and stuff. But I'll send you the CAA page
Okay.
because they got Jamie Jaquez Jr. there.
Oh, he ain't going. Yeah, I don't know what he do well. He reminds me of Corey Kispert, where he's
Yeah,
a good player, but you just don't know.
his fit.
Yeah, like what do you do? Are you just a
It
good
might
basketball
be one
player?
of those things where you might end up like a John Ingles type, Joe Ingles type,
Yeah.
I guess, if he develops a 3-point shot some more.
Right.
Because once you just know how to play and you're positionally stout,
Yeah.
then you can have a place in the league. Just don't be a liability.
So
But I'll send you the CAA Instagram page right now.
can we play it on here? I don't know if we can play it if it's Instagram.
I'm not sure, but
I don't.
there's a post where it's like a hype post. That
Okay.
shows
Oh,
certain
if
things.
it's just hype, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
Because they ain't gonna show.
And it actually has music in it, so
Oh yeah. No.
so yeah, I'm not gonna let you do that, Freezy.
Yeah.
Use
Yeah.
my
I was
old
gonna
page.
say. Yeah. And then plus it's one of them things where it's like all you see is the shots that they made.
Yeah,
They went 7 for
and
20.
the motivation stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's a CA. I mean, ultimately, CA. It says CAA basketball on the Instagram. They're not gonna show the misses.
Hey, were you here when Beck was here?
I don't.
Beck from
What?
CAA, the dude that worked. He's a
Oh yeah,
CAA
yeah, yeah.
guy.
Yeah, was it?
Yeah.
Was his friend
Yeah.
neighbor? I believe.
I need to talk to him about the working.
I sent you that Instagram though. If you wanted to look
Okay.
at it, please. I
I
had most
got
of the
you.
stuff from last week from the pro day.
So what are you thinking?
Uh, Thinking about what in particular? Well, what
About
you suggested?
about the CAA post that you sent.
Um, I don't have too much. I mean, for the most part, it's a hype video. It's more interesting to see
I don't
who
see it.
is
I just see
who.
their page.
Yeah, it's the. Oh, you wanted the hype video?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. It's the second post from the top.
The second one. Okay. Oh, it's asking me to log in. Never mind.
I could actually send you the straight up video to it on Discord.
Okay.
Hold on, just check your Discord in a second. I'm like it. Where to just
Okay.
load the video for you where you don't have to do too much. It should load
Cat
up.
and Levine. Cat and
There you
Levine
go.
to the Knicks.
I'm good.
Defense is optional.
We probably gonna try to score 150 points per game,
They can. They would.
but I got it. I sent it to you on your Discord. Should be able to see
I
see
got
the
it.
video.
I am trying to pull it up right now. There it is. It's working. Let me see. I need for it to be big. Oh yeah, never mind. I'm good.
Told you it's a hype video. That's the hype
Yes.
video. But the other stuff on the page, you can see like who's actually at the event,
Yeah.
and you see like a lot of guys that might be undrafted guys that we're probably gonna pick up, like
Yeah.
one or two of them.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't mind some of these guys. Like I see some of the suggestions. Like I like Cam. Hey Adam, I like Cam Thomas.
Cam
You know what I'm
Thomas
saying? Yeah, I
from
like
the
Cam.
Nets.
Yeah.
Well, I like Cam Thomas.
What do you do with Grimes?
What do you do with IQ?
What do
That's
you do with IQ?
because really, Cam Thomas he don't play no defense. He really not a two guard. He's an undersized. He's an undersized two guard, but he can't start at the two.
Yeah.
He's like a microwave scorer. And the thing I don't understand about the Nets, like you still can play him off the bench 20 plus minutes. They just decided to not play him.
Defense.
Yeah. And one of the things, like if he's not scoring, he doesn't really give you anything.
Would you trade Obi for Spencer Dinwiddie?
Oh, Spencer Dinwiddie cool with coming off the bench?
No, he got to start. He got to start over Grimes. Grimes ain't better than Dinwiddie.
Yeah, he's not. But I'm going by what like Tibbs would think about defense and all that stuff because unfortunately Dinwiddie was a really good defender when he came into the league, but his defense has fallen off a lot. And Tibbs would get pissed off if he didn't have 1 point of attack defender in the starting lineup.
I personally think he can get back to it. I think his defense fell off not because of his injuries, but because he was a primary ball handler for a lot of different teams.
I say that, but when he was on the Mavs, his defense wasn't that too hot, and they had 2 other primary ball handlers ahead of him.
Oh, that's true.
And Brunson and Luka.
That's true.
And he kind of was just playing that Olay defense. Part of it, I feel like, had to do because he had just those injuries, torn ACL, and he's had injuries over the years.
Yeah, a lot of injuries. Like every 2 years, he's got something serious.
Yeah, something that takes him out 20 to 30 games.
Yeah. I still like him.
For sure. I definitely do like him in terms of a guy that can orchestrate an offense. Yeah. He's still a pretty big guard.
Yeah.
And he plays big.
Yeah. I like that next to Brunson.
Yeah. I for sure do like that next to Brunson. It's some arrangements like he could be your first or second guy off the bench, and you just run him in lineups next to Brunson.
So is he officially a bench guy?
I won't say he's officially a bench guy because it depends on situations. There's some teams he would start for, and then there's some teams he's not the best point guard for. If he went to Portland, he would not start. You wouldn't start in Portland.
What's his 3-pointer like though?
I'd have to check. I think from historically he's been a streaky 3-point shooter.
Right.
I don't know what's been this year. I'll tell you in a second. Historically, but a lot of his 3-point shots are self-created. This year his 3-point shot was bad.
Okay.
The last 2 years under the Mavericks playing with 2 other ball handlers, his 3-point shot was at 40%.
Okay.
In the 2 years with the Mavericks. He shot 40% in the 53 games with the Mavericks this year. And then when he got traded to the Nets, he shot 28%. But that's partially to do with the fact that he's creating his 3-point shot on those teams.
Okay.
Whereas he's getting a lot more catch and shoot looks playing with someone like Luka that just draws so much attention.
I got to ask you a question too, by the way. So the Knicks at Night podcast tomorrow night, I was going to ask Hoodie Cav to fix the Knicks, but I think Hoodie Cav is still on injured reserve.
Oh, okay. Hope he's all right.
Yeah, I hadn't talked to him yet. But what I was going to ask you is if you can do it.
Again?
No, not like that.
At a different...
Like you be the owner and I do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we would try to keep the parameters just about like certain parameters, 3-year window.
I'll give you I'll have parameters. In the same way that you had ones for me, I'll have them.
Like the same outline.
Format.
Whatever you want inside the outline is cool. Because the reason why we do a 3-year window is because you don't want the show to be 8 hours long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you don't want to have all them dead spots in the show.
So I'll stick to the format. I'll just have different things that I'm requesting.
Yeah, and then we'll try to start it on time, and then that way it'll give us some time to kind of go
let it breathe.
Yeah. So all right, so it's official, y'all. Tomorrow.
Well, I mean, it's only right. I got Leon Rose's photo right here. So.
Yeah. Tomorrow, IKBM Dre is James Dolan. And then I'll be and I'm Leon Rose.
Freeze on Rose.
Yep.
Nah, Kaiser. No, New York Wolves. No,
we not. No. No, we're definitely not trying to do that. And plus, also, I think this time of year, so this time of year, I'm not trying to create content, but all the fun stuff that I want to do. Yo, the New York Knicks squad is in the building. What's good? You know, I've been checking you out on IG. Did you see why I hit you up on Instagram?
Salute, salute, salute.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so I've been hitting him up on Instagram. I saw you. I think I saw a message you left me like 9 months ago, and I'm like finally like seeing it. My bad, man. I'm trying to get. I want the Discord to be popping. I would love to get Discord.
I gotta set it up right for you, Freezie. I gotta fix it all the way up.
Yeah, man, we gotta get because we've been talking about it for like a year. We've been talking about it for like a year. Me, Discord, and then I've been talking to Corey Lee about Facebook for about a year. And it's on me for not following up, man. I gotta do better. I gotta do better. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, man. So I got one other question for you.
Cool.
What if the Knicks don't do anything
Oh God.
and just run it back
Just run it back to oh no.
with everybody?
While
with
the rest of
everyone?
the league is slowly improving within the margins.
Yeah.
And then we're probably going to be very disappointed if we have like a first round exit. You know how disappointed the entire fan base would be.
Right.
Like I feel like if we had a first round exit, but we did things to switch it up, I feel like we would be less mad as a fan base
Right.
if we, as opposed to just running it back and getting the same result.
Yeah.
I would be disappointed because you can't, if you're gonna run it back, you can't have the same coaching philosophy with the same team.
Oh
Same
no,
team.
we're gonna do it harder.
Oh my God. Set screens harder.
Yeah.
Roll to the basket harder.
Yeah.
Trap harder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shoot threes harder. Off
Yeah.
off the backboard.
And shoot threes harder. Shoot free throws harder. Yeah. And would you be? Here's the thing I've been wrestling with. What if Grimes comes into training camp with an injury?
Oh no.
You know what I'll be
Like
thinking,
last
right?
year? Trade him?
Like 2 years in a row.
This man is injury prone.
If Grimes comes into camp with an injury, bro, there's no saving him.
Hey, look, man, I'm gonna keep it real with you, Freezy. If you run it back the same way, I'm gonna need Grimes to come back with more. Not gonna say lead guard skills, but more to actually be more of a combo guard instead of just a two guard that sits in the corner.
You know it's not happening, right?
Not under this coach, no.
No, he ain't coming back with no massive improvement. Right. He ain't coming back. He not going to take no SGA step. This dude ain't SGA.
I don't even want him to take a SGA step. I want him to take a who's that two guard on the Memphis Grizzlies? Desmond Bain step.
Right.
Where Desmond Bain is just aggressive, even if he's legitimately just putting it up because he felt like he put in the time on his jumper. I'll be damned if I'm not gonna get my shots up.
Right.
Or just running like we need to be able to like run some offense, a semblance of some offense through Grimes at times to just take the pressure off him. Take the pressure off a bunch of.
Right.
Even if we were to get additional ball handlers, there needs to be multiple possessions during a game where Brunson is just a guy in the corner waiting to catch a kick out.
Yeah.
From guys that are not named RJ and not named Randall.
Right. I'm just gonna say, bro, my man is so I'm looking at where is
I don't even believe that it's completely all on Grimes. I feel like I said it was like coach is not going to allow him to do it. In my mind, at least, part of it is on player, part of it is on coaching.
I'm looking at SGA's numbers, bro. SGA took the step because his free throw game just went through the roof. He took more and hit at a 90% clip.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If Grimes could just do that,
but that would require a certain
him,
amount of craftiness within like an isolation, like a lot of the Jimmy Butler stuff. Like Grimes doesn't have free reign to do 3 pump fakes, jump into defenders, and like I wish he would, but it is what it is.
yeah.
I
Do
want more
you think there
assertiveness.
is potential there though?
And Grimes, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if given the right leeway and like more confidence, I could see him being a 15, 16 point per game guy next year. But
I'm looking at their in-game comparison, like where they actually squared off against each other.
who and who?
Grimes and SGA.
Oh no, that's not fair.
No, it's not fair. Now that I'm looking at it, man, Quentin Grimes averaged 20 minutes in those matchups and took 6 shots per game,
No.
making 1.7.
I mean, I feel like it's probably only been like 3 games maximum.
Yeah.
Has it been like probably 3?
It's 3.
2 or 3?
It's
Yes.
3.
Okay.
Yeah. That frustrates me though.
It can frustrate you, but Freezy, like if you're telling your guard to play one particular role, he's not gonna deviate because he knows deviating will mean he's sitting on a bench.
Yep.
And ultimately he's just trying to expand these minutes, right? Like the way he plays defense indicates to me he's scratching and clawing because he really wants to play more.
Hey,
You
Kaiser
don't play
Sauce
defense
says
like that.
he averaged 12 points a game already. Yo, what? He averaged 12 points a game. What does that even mean?
It was really like 11. And if we're like subtracting those games at the end of the season where teams were packing it up, probably closer to
Yeah,
9.5, 10.
Come on, bro. What are we
I mean,
talking
it's
about?
still pretty good for a second year player, though. I'm not gonna lie.
9.
In terms of his efficiency,
9.
if I extrapolated Grimes shooting 47% and like 39 from 3, and that was extrapolated to a point where he averaged like 15, 16 points per game with his defense, that would mean he's near like a premium role player in my mind.
Right. And
but he'd have to actually do that though. So.
In my mind, bro, with all these shots that we take, with all the shots that we take, right? I think the Knicks were what, 8th in the NBA in shots?
Total shots?
Yeah, shots per game. Okay. Everything all right?
Yeah. My bad. Did you hear all of that? My bad.
All of that, man. Who won?
I was moving my mic, so everything got real loud. My bad.
Yeah, it sounded like anybody in here, fans. Well, no, I ain't gonna do that because every time I do that, I get sidetracked. Like what I was gonna say is, ask is anybody in here a fan of Naruto, right? And then what that does is it leads to a lot of different conversations.
And there'll be people that say it's not even that good of an anime, and then they'll compare it to something else.
Yeah.
Attack on Titan is way better.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah, it's an elitism argument.
Yeah. And when's the movie come out?
I have no idea. I'm not gonna lie to you, Freezie.
I heard the movie was supposed to come out in December of 2016. Yeah, and it's 2023. So
yeah, so good luck with that.
Yeah, so the Knicks were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12th in shots. at 89.4 a game.
And that's surprising because probably we're bottom in the league in pace or near the bottom.
Yeah, probably.
So even being middle of the pack is kind of
weird.
It's not weird because we're the best offensive rebounding team, or one of the best.
That's bizarre, though, bro. That
more possessions, extra shots. That offsets the fact that we're the slowest paced team.
Yeah, it's bizarre that Obi Toppin took more shots than Quentin Grimes
per game.
Per game, yep.
I'll say this: what his role, like Obi Toppin's role, is to just come in and take jumpers.
Yeah.
Remember, Quentin Grimes spends the majority. Quentin Grimes spends the majority of his minutes playing alongside three guys that average 20. And that's intentional.
Oh, wait a minute. That was postseason. I'm sorry. Let me get this right. That was postseason.
Okay, that was postseason.
Sorry, y'all. So Grimes. So it's Randall at 18.5, Brunson at 17.5, RJ at 16, Quickly at 11.5, Grimes at 8.5, Cam at 6 or 7, Hart at 6.3, Obi at 6.3, Fournier. Yeah, I think, definitely. Now that Fournier's out of the way, I think you'll see Grimes take more shots.
But Fournier, cool. I think Grimes needs to get to double-digit shots a game, regardless. 10. He needs 10. He needs double-digit shots per game.
Yeah.
He needs at least 10. But some of that has to be on coaching. Like you have to. If Tibbs views him as limited, you have to be able to manufacture shot attempts, especially when he's the best 3-point shooter on the team outside of Brunson.
Right. Hey, I think Kaiser Sose is mad at you, bro. I think Kaiser is mad at you because we hating on Grimes. But
are we hating on Grimes?
But are we though?
Are we hating on Grimes? We're just asking to be assertive, and we're asking the coach to use him
and get other dudes out of the way.
Yeah.
So, hey, Kaiser Sose, you in the Grimes hive? What's going on? This is. I just want to establish some things. You in the Grimes hive? Because
I'm not.
Yeah, yo, oh, okay. No, he got jokes, bro. He got jokes early this morning. Oh, yeah, come on, man. Yo, he wilded out, man. So, nah, man, ain't nobody hating. You know what I'm saying? How you hating on a dude saying you want to see more from him? Sound like you are a ex Frank Ntilikina Hive member, right? sound like you.
Notice we didn't say he played bad. We just wanted to be assertive.
Yeah. What we talking about, man?
We ain't say he's a bad shooter. We ain't say he ain't play no defense. We ain't say he was a bum. We just said we wanted to be aggressive.
We wanted to take more shots. That's hating. So if take more shots is hating, take less shots must be love. Is that what it is?
Grimy CNN.
Yo, that's wild, bro. That's wild.
They got the war report for us.
The war report, yeah, man. He like, yo, they just like lay off, bro, relax. But you know what though? If we say this and Grimes came into the season taking less shots, what would y'all say? If Grimes was less assertive next year,
they'll blame Tibbs.
They'll be blaming me. Uncle Freezie said.
Say all these young boys got Tibbs trauma.
Yeah,
that might be true.
That's true, bro. That's true.
I remember Freezie. I remember a game in Quickly's rookie year. He was balling out in the fourth quarter, and Tibbs yanked him
Yep,
because
snatched.
he made one wrong play and then we lost that game.
Yep. Tibbs did it too. I think we were in Atlanta. Is that the Atlanta game? Is that the Atlanta Trey Young game? In Atlanta, where Trey Young had a bad game and quickly was cooking, and then like somebody came down and hit a three in Atlanta, and Tibbs like, "What? No! All this up and down." We running up and down the floor like Obi Duncan, quickly hitting threes. RJ, I think RJ might have had like 11 rebounds or something crazy, and we getting out in transition running, and Tibbs just blew a gasket. He's like, "What is this fast break basketball? Y'all running up and down?" And he's
Y'all playing basketball in like it's the 2020s.
Yeah.
I want my early 2000s basketball.
Yeah. And Tibbs said everybody, bro. Tibbs said everybody, bro. It's one of them.
I will say part of the thing where we're asking Grimes to be more assertive. There's been times where Tibbs got pissed off that Grimes wouldn't shoot.
Right.
And he's a young player. He's a young player, so
Yeah.
maybe sometimes he has mixed cross signals in terms of knowing when to be assertive and not. But there's been times where Tibbs has chewed him out for not shooting the ball.
Yep. I saw that. I saw that, and I think we saw that in DC.
It's one of those things where Tibbs wants him to shoot, but on his terms, not on what might suit Grimes' skill set, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. I think we saw that in DC. I think we snuck up. I think me and the missus snuck up to DC to see our cousins, and the Knicks were. I think it was like Sim and them were at a game or were supposed to go,
right,
or something, and I was supposed to. I was trying to sneak up to see them, didn't see them. It was something weird. I don't know. It was something DC related. So I go up. I think it's DC, or it might have been. I don't know. But either way, I think ultimately where we at is if Grimes has to solidify himself at the 2. Ain't no more, RJ got 4 years. Nah, ain't none of that, bro. When you a starter, you on a different scale. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no Mitch didn't do nothing until year 5. Ain't no more of that, bro. We got to get Grimes either balling or sitting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I personally would like to have a 6'8" wing come off the bench and Grimes take all Josh Hart shots.
Right.
I wouldn't mind seeing quickly, and I wouldn't mind seeing the shot chart be Brunson, Randall, RJ, quickly Grimes, and then everybody else.
I wouldn't mind just going off Mikal Bridges' trajectory. Not to say they're the same player, but they yield the same profile, right?
Right.
In the year, last year, before this season, Mikal Bridges averaged 10.5 shots a game.
Right.
And he averaged 14 points per game. Right. I would sign up for that if his efficiency remained the same, which I feel like it would, but that would mean him being featured a little bit more in the offense, intentionally, willfully thinking about, hey, maybe I need to get Grimes off a pin down and see if we can get a catch and shoot 3.
Right. Hold on. I gotta adjust. No. Kaiser sauce. Hey, JJ, get your mans. You see what your mans put up here, right? Talking about he think Grimes at a minimum give the Knicks 15 in a decent offense. No. In a decent offense, if this cat ain't giving us 20, in a decent offense, this dude should be getting us 20 points. I don't want to hit at 15. No. If that's your man, no. See what I'm talking, Dre? You see how the bar is mad low for Grimes, right? In a decent offense, this dude get 15. No.
RJ get 20 in a trash offense if people hate it.
No, this right. In a decent offense, this dude should be getting 20 points. I ain't want to hear it. I was cool. I was cool with all the other stuff. No. No, no. That's ridiculous. I was cool with all the other stuff, right? But nah. If he got a bag, and he going into year 3 in a decent offense, it's something similar. Listen, if the Knicks had a bad offense like the Bucks, this dude should be getting you 15 points a game. See, the thing is, our offense is not a bad offense. It's a non-existent, terrible offense. This offense is terrible. This offense is terrible.
It's a free for all.
Right? And we talking about man, come on, bro. In a decent offense, this dude averaging 17. You see what I'm saying? This is where like fans let you know, like they just straight up fans of a player and not a fan of the team, and don't even take concepts and all that stuff into context. Right? This offense is terrible, right? Or whatever it is that we running is terrible. This dude getting 11 points a game. And if we do just some of the stuff that Dre been saying, this dude should be getting like 17, 18 points a game. Right? Because for one, when you look at his shot attempts, the shot's not even good. This dude ain't even getting good looks. Man, look, man. I ain't burping the baby over. Nah, no. In a decent offense, in a offense that's ranked 15, 16, in an offense that's probably about the 15th or 16th best offense in the NBA, this dude should be getting you 18 points. Just off of little things like getting to the free throw line, where he could take his man off the dribble, where he get wide open uncontested threes, where he could create looks for himself or others. This dude could be getting like 18 a game. This dude is, yeah, man, this thing blow my mind. This is where I be about to legit fly off the planet. Bro, because we say these things like, yo, in a decent offense, man, you know, man, what offense? That's like people kept telling me all summer, Julius Randle should be the third option. In what? The third option in what? What are we running? How can we say Grimes he could be getting, bro? For one, if your name ain't Randall or Brunson, you shackled off rip. We already know RJ's bag is only what Tom Thibodeau want him to do. Hey, RJ, put your head down and kamikaze to the rim.
Get 2 feet in the paint and just throw something up there.
You just get 2 feet in the paint and just throw up a brick so that Mitch can get the rebound and dunk it back. I mean, come on. In a good offense, right? In a good offense, what you'll see is Brunson around 21 with a larger number of assists, right? You'll see Grimes around 18, 19, 20 with a high 3-point percentage, right? You'll see RJ in that 19, 20-ish area, somewhere like that, right? Off of good efficiency. And you'll see Randall somewhere like 18, 19, 20, and like 12, 13 rebounds a game. 13 rebounds might be too, so about 20 and 12, something like that, right? And I know that sounds like everybody averaging 20, right? But the thing about it is teams in the NBA, they'll probably score about 112, right?
Yep.
About 112, somewhere in there. In today's NBA, I'm not talking about the Jordan era. I'm not talking about the Jordan era or the Shaq and Kobe era. I'm talking about today's NBA, right? In today's NBA, you want with our personnel, you're not telling me Grimes in a real offense is not averaging 18. We out here burping the baby on Grimes like, leave Grimes alone. Grimes, blah, blah, blah. Yo, everybody's shackled, bro. And if you change the parameters for one, you changing them for all. In a decent offense, everybody look better. I mean, come on. When you looking at what Tom Thibodeau is doing, the mess that Tom Thibodeau was putting on the floor. I mean, come on. You running a pick and roll with a guy that can't pick or roll or catch or dribble or shoot.
I'm looking at this like Freezy. During the regular season, like if you look at the Denver Nuggets offense, like their hierarchy, Nikola averages 24, Jamal averages 20, Michael Porter averages 17.5, Aaron Gordon averages 16.3. Then they got Caldwell Pope averaging 11. Like if there was a normal functional offense, there would be a lot more guys putting up more better numbers on better efficiency. Just to be
Right.
absolutely honest.
Bro, they killing me right now, bro. They killing me. And yeah, I just can't have this conversation with Kaiser Sose, bro. I just can't. I legit can't have this Grimes conversation. Because for one, nobody is saying that Grimes is a bad player. But in actuality, all the stuff that we mentioned really happened. Nobody is up here lying on Quentin Grimes. And as a Knicks fan, right, as a human being, why would we come up here why would we unlock the microphones 20 times a week to bash our players?
Mhm.
Right? Why would we legit in some form or another at least 20 times a week communicate with everybody? Right? Whether it's shows 3 times a day, the newsletter, the audio podcast, we doing all that stuff like 20 times a week. Why would we do that to bash Quentin Grimes? What's the point? Our point is we do all these conversations and all this talking because we want the team to be better. And if Grimes can be better, guess what? The team get better.
It's the ham sandwich thing, Freezy. That's
Well,
what it
if it's the ham sandwich thing, ain't listen. Ain't no going back from that, bro. Ain't no, because I'm not getting ready to call him God. What has Grimes done? What has Grimes done for us to crown him? Now we crowned in 11 points per game scorers now. Is that Miguel P? Are we legit? You the king of New York on 11 points a game? It's as simple as this. In order for the Knicks to be better, Grimes got to be better. If Grimes is better, are Knicks fans gonna complain? No, we want Grimes to be better.
Grimes is better. That answers a lot of questions.
Right? Right. All these things that we say, man, we need more shooting. We need more. If Grimes was a shooter, would we be saying that? No. I mean, come on, bro. If it's a deal where you feel like Grimes should be in bubble wrap, then put him in bubble wrap. Like, no, don't never say nothing about Grimes because he's too young. Then we should say that, right? But if it's one of those things, we out here meticulously criticizing and breaking down the play of certain players, then what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Right? If we out here talking, because Mitchell Robinson, bro, listen. Mitch, y'all know I love Mitch, right? But how do you run a pick and roll offense with a guy that can't pick, can't roll, can't catch, can't dribble, and can't shoot? But we run it anyway. And we protect these guys. We don't point these things out. We'll be quick to say, well, if our all NBA player would have done such and such right, then everything else would have been perfect. Instead of saying, hey man, this roster is young. There's a lot of players on this roster are young, right? They need some time to grow. Instead of us thinking about the Eastern Conference Finals, we need to be thinking about developing these young guys. Because we trying to get the Hannah Montana thing falling in our lap. Right? We trying to get DSJ. DSJ, you know what Hannah Montana is. We trying to get the best of both worlds. Right? We trying to be the Eastern Conference finalists, the NBA finalists. We trying to attract superstars and be attractive so a star can come save us. And at the same time, we want to have these kids grow and develop and get better every year. And guess what? That never happens at the same time.
I disagree with JJ to this point. Quickly should have been sixth man of the year.
Should have been.
And we saw strides in Grimes. Now, RJ may have regressed a bit in the regular season. If we consider him one of our young guys, but he showed up in the playoffs. So that has to count for something.
I think they all went through a orientation period with Brunson, and they'll all be better next year.
Yeah.
Right. But my thing is, with the best of both worlds theory, take the Golden State Warriors, for example. The reason why they're not champs right now is because they tried to do the best of both worlds. They're trying to bring on Jordan Poole, Moses Moody, Kuminga, Baldwin. What's the other young cat they got? The young cat they got, the 6'5" guard they had.
Moody?
Oh.
Moody?
No. The other one, the one that actually plays.
6'5" guard.
Yeah, I'm gonna find him.
Moody's the only one that plays.
No, he's not. No,
out of the young group. Poole?
No, not Poole. They have another guy. I'm going to find him in a split second. Anthony Lamb. That's his name.
He doesn't. They took him out. They phased him out of the rotation.
Okay.
But he was playing a ton of like the first 40 games. But then I think he was on a two-way. Then they gave him a real deal. Then they kind of phased him out.
Then they phased him. I think
Moody was starting to play well.
After they got Gary Payton. Well, no, it's not after they got Gary Payton.
Well, yeah, Gary Payton did factor into that, but Moody was also playing well.
Right. But my point is, though, the point that I'm getting at is when you try to be both, most of the times you can't be either.
Yeah.
Right. When you straddle the line, you get hit by a truck, bro. You got to be on one side or the other. You either all in or not all in.
And last year, Warriors were all in except for Poole. Poole was playing at a pretty solid level in the playoffs. But everyone
and the rest of them kids wasn't even playing.
Nope. Wiseman, Moody, Kuminga were not playing in the playoffs.
Yep. And so ultimately what I'm getting at is, if you want to see Grimes get better, if you want RJ to be better, if you want Quickly to be better, you got to get rid of these vets that's in their way and play them kids. That's basically what it comes down to, because they're not going to get better with sparse minutes.
Or a sparse role. Too.
And sparse roles. Yep.
Because if you had Grimes out there taking 8 shots when he should be around 11, 12 shots per game and actually featured, you're not going to get much better.
Yeah, and even Kaiser Sose says, and this is a good point, and I got to point to this too. If the Draymond punch never happened, the team chemistry is totally different, and we can't ignore Clay is no longer the Clay, and Green is washed. But the thing is with the punch,
Clay was washed last year, and they still.
Yeah, but his numbers don't say he washed, bro. You see Clay numbers?
His shooting numbers are fine.
Yeah,
He's just been kind of. he's either raging hot or off. It's
Yeah.
like the thing that separates him from prior years. He was like a consistent baseline.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He's like raging hot or off, which for
Off.
him, that balances are around to 40% from three.
Yeah. He's still the
For
greatest
him.
shooter. He still might be the greatest shooter of all time, bro. Right. But my thing is the punch that I wanted to say the reason why, and I know people saying the punch threw chemistry off, right? No. Them young ass kids and them old ass veterans are occupying the same space. And the one thing you'll know about veterans and kids is the veterans understand their mortality and don't have time for all that mess. The veterans, the older people get, the more you realize, having the kids around for a little while, that's cool. But then after a while, you got to send them home with their parents. You know what I'm saying? The thing is with the Warriors is not the chemistry, because those teams won championships before them young kids got there. Jordan Poole was along for the ride. Jordan Poole wasn't a factor. The fact that Draymond had to put his foot down was not one of them things like Draymond is off the rails and out of line because the kids were taking them to a championship. Them vets, they had been in all that stuff before. And these kids, one of the kids getting out of line, hey, you blah, 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 blah. Okay. Say it again. Say, okay. Say it. It's lit, right? Oh, yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Say it again.
I don't know where Poole from, but if you're gonna be talking crazy, at least
I think
you gotta protect yourself.
Both from Michigan.
You gotta protect yourself though. But one is from Saginaw. It's a little different.
Yeah, okay. One drinking bad water, and the other one is from where Shane Battier from. I got you. I got you. But nah, man, it's hilarious that a Michigan State Spartan punched a Michigan Wolverine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so my thing is this: we're gonna have to take one road, whether people like it or not, going forward. Going forward, you're gonna have to take one road, and it's gonna be the Grimes, Quickly, OB, RJ road, or it's gonna be the Brunson, Randall road. But it's not gonna be both and be successful. Teams just don't do it. You rarely see 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds holding a Larry O'Brien trophy.
Rare.
Right.
You rarely even see them in the game, which is kind of like, that speaks on how great LeBron is. So.
Right. Yeah. Oh man, I was cussing. My bad, y'all. I slip sometimes. I try not to cuss in front of y'all. I be wanting y'all to think I'm a gentleman. Like I don't, Yeah, and JJ says the kid JJ. See, that's what I'm saying. JJ, how can you be in the Grimes hive and say the kids are gone? These are the conflicts that I be talking about. Like when we read the chat, these are the conflicts that we talking about, man. How can you say, yo, I'm driving the Grimes bus and then say the kids are gone? I understand where you're coming from. Because I asked a legit question. You know what I'm saying? I asked a legit question, man. But, and yo, hey, big dog, nah, hey, Brunson will be 27 at the end of August. Brunson will be 27 at the end of August. And Donovan Mitchell will be 27 6 days later. I'm just, how I always throw Spider in everything? Oh, you saying he choosing the young vets? Nah, I don't know. I don't. I don't know, bro. Getting shipped out for what? What are you getting for the young vets? So what are you getting for the young vets, bro?
Kaiser's already putting it in the books that Randall's not going to play well in the playoffs. He's locking that in.
Right. I'm gonna say this to the Randall thing. If that happens next year, he gone. If Randall choke again, if Randall, I think Randall understands that if this happens, strike 3, you out. And I'm sorry about that, Randall. It's just how things go. A strike 3, you out. Randall can't have another playoff like this unless he gone. And what I would say too is if the kids are gone, I think these kids are gone. I don't think the kids on the roster idea is gone. Right? I think what they'll do is get Dre all the cats that he's been wanting, like the Gigi Jacksons, the Anthony Blacks, and all of that to backfill the roster, because you can't have a roster of all vets either.
Yeah, because you're just gonna run ragged at that point.
Right. Yeah.
Hey Freezie, I'm gonna sign off for the night, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. I got some more studying to do. And Kaiser Sauce ass got me all riled up in here talking about Grimes the 15 point. Man, you better not never say. Yo, I'm laughing, but I'm not really laughing on the inside.
God got you hot.
Kaiser Sauce got me smiling, but I'm not really smiling on the inside. Talk about Grimes 15 points a game in a decent man. Oh my, he done messed my whole night up.
Fire Epler, agreed, 100%.
Gotta go.
That trash ass bullpen that he put together. Bro, spending $80 million on 40-year-old pitchers that got smoked back-to-back nights.
Oh my God.
Pathetic.
Bro, I don't even, bro. I'm so
I don't even want to watch no more games, man. I'm not gonna watch until they get over 500. If they even get there.
Yeah. Man. I'm blaming this on the World Baseball Classic, bro.
100%.
Yep, I'm blaming it on the World Baseball Classic. Lindor got ramped up too early, and he's struggling. And peaked too.
He peaked too early.
Yep.
And Diaz, of course, Diaz existed would have just pushed all these trash bullpen or mediocre arms back in the rotation, or back in their right spots. Like Ottavino should not be in the game later than the 7th inning.
Bro. Yeah. I just got one thing to say to you before we get out of here, bro.
Yep.
The Jets might go 5-12.
I'm not trying to hear all that. Look, man, we going to the playoffs.
No, but I'm saying,
matter of fact, we win in the division.
But I'm saying it'll be a positive 5-12. Like y'all start off like 0-11 and then go like 5-1 down the stretch or something.
Oh my God, you mean the Sam Darnold special?
Oh yeah, just enough to ruin the first round picks. The next time I talk to you, the Bears will have Chase Young and Dalvin Cook.
No, they can keep Dalvin Cook. Just going 13-4. Put it in the books.
Oh, okay. Those must be some real soft books. But all right. Hey, thank you everybody for coming out, hanging out with us, man. We'll holler at y'all probably in the morning. Probably in the morning. You know, we'll see, man. Thank y'all for hanging out. And somebody please tell Kaiser Sauce he better not ever
never.
Dre, 15 points a game oh my God. Peace, y'all.